The coaching carousel continues to spin.
Mm-hmm.
One place that it has stopped is down in Deer Park, where
right.
the Deer Park Deer have a new head coach, and it is a familiar face. We are joined by the head coach of the Deer Park Deer, is Coach Austin Flynn. Coach, how are you?
It's good. How you doing, guys?
Excellent. How are things down there in beautiful Deer Park?
It's hectic, but we're making some headwind here and just trying to take it day to day and get it moving.
Yeah, so I want to ask you about your return. You are, of course, a former you are a Deer Park Deer yourself, returning to your alma mater. What has the response been like to you heading back to campus?
Oh, it's been great. Still some familiar people that that I trust and already know. So the transition's been maybe a little bit easier than going to a place that you have no idea and who to talk to right away. So good to have some familiar faces and voices. And then obviously my parents are actually still here, so my grandkids can see their grandparents every single day. So that's been a good transition, and it's helped out a bunch. So again, I think just the location and coming back home has been great.
Why was it so important for you to come back to your alma mater? Obviously, with your resume, you probably had a couple opportunities around the state to go to a program and maybe start a program or take over a program. Why was Deer Park the right fit for you?
Well, I mean, again, I think for your first head coaching job to happen and going somewhere where you're familiar with, you understand the culture, you understand the community, and maybe the different challenges that come with each particular community. So I felt like, and Deer Park's been great to me, and giving back to this city and this community and this school is something that I wanted to do, would love to have done, and at least have the opportunity to do that has been great. So again, I think the biggest thing was just the understanding everything and being familiar with everybody, and just to make that first head coaching stint maybe a little bit smoother and easier, at least to start with.
You've been around the coaching game for a little bit. You were a defensive coordinator at South Houston a while ago, but your most recent job, you were an assistant at Grandview College in Iowa. Your first year as an offensive coordinator, you guys won a national championship. What we hear a lot about experiences in the high school ranks, moving from maybe a coordinator position to a head coaching job. What did you gain from that time at Grandview College that you think is going to help you at Deer Park?
Well, first off, the biggest thing is, I've never won my last game. I've never even had an opportunity to do that. So I think that whole experience and how we did it, the way we did it, that I'll bring with. And our head coach is Mike Woodley, who's actually a head coach of Sam Rayburn back in the early 2000s. So just to get a lot of things from him, that was the biggest piece of it. And obviously being an offense coordinator the past 6 years, I was a defense coordinator for 3 years at South Houston. So just those experiences, those leadership experiences that you have, that particular side of the ball, I think that I'll take a lot of things and use that now as a head coach. So again, probably just a lot of little things that I've gotten through the years, whether it's a playing career and coaching career, and C.L. Whittington at South Houston, Mike Woodley at Grandview. Just so many pieces that you try to bring with you. And then at the same time, make it, something new, something that you think will work with you and with your program.
We're talking with Austin Flynn, the new head coach of the Deer Park Deer here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. I know it's been a whirlwind for you. It's been a wild couple of weeks. Have you had a chance to address your team yet? And if so, what was your message to them?
Absolutely. That was the first thing I wanted to make sure, my staff and then players as well is to address them and make sure that I get to know each individual person as fast as I possibly can. That's extremely important to me. That message the first day was, the beauty part about coming back home is we're not trying to fix anything that's broke. We may just try to be raising the standard, raising the bar a little bit. You come off of a district winning championship team of last year, and again, there's still a lot of winning here, a lot of winning coaching, winning culture with that. So just try to put your spin on it, maybe make a spark here and there on certain things, and again, try to raise that standard, try to raise that bar.
So then, it's interesting because at Grandview College, you were an offensive guy and you were a defensive guy. You're kind of all over the map. So give me a feel for what kind of football we can expect from your Deer.
You bring offensively. What we want to do is be a fast, no huddle spread offense, and that'd probably be the biggest change from Coach Massey's staff to this staff that we'll have here is just probably the offense. And defense, they've done a heck of a job, and not that we haven't done that in offense, but we're going to change that, quite a bit. But the defensive side of things, just want some movement up front, as far as maybe some twists and stunt game from the D-line. But at the end of the day, the defense is going to win championships for you. You better be solid. You better be really good. Defensively, just to give yourself a chance throughout that year. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing is offensively that you'll see different for us next year.
Now, folks who maybe remember your name will remember you for your time at Iowa State, where you were a one-time captain of that team. And one of your coaches there, a gentleman by the name of Dan McCarney, we've gotten to know around here from his time at North Texas. I am interested to hear firsthand any Dan McCarney stories you have that you're particularly fond of, because he's a great guy, and I know we're real fond of him around here.
Yeah.
That knowing sigh.
Yes, exactly. He was the most energetic, most passionate football coach, probably person that I've ever met. I mean, you talk about just a high energy guy every single second of the day. It was amazing and something that I envy and wish I had that in me like that, but or at least half of that. But I don't know. So there's a lot of just little stories that you probably can't say. More of locker room type talk. But he'd always put a Y behind your name, and it didn't really fit with Austin. It's just kind of, hey, Austin, hey, how's your family? Good. And he always said good about 3 or 4 times after that, regardless of what your answer really was. How's your family, Austin? And I didn't say a word. I could have said, "Oh, they're not doing very good." Good. That type of thing. So it was, he just had his things, some niches that we kind of joke around with. Some of us want us to. And but again, he's the best coach I've ever been around, and I say the best recruiter I've ever seen and heard. Just did a phenomenal job at his time at Iowa State, and I know North Texas had a couple of good seasons there. I know it kind of went downhill towards the end, but a heck of a football coach.
Well, we're going to go back in time a little bit more, Coach. I am, unfortunately, a third-generation Iowa State fan. I grew up 30 minutes away from Ames and Granger, and I want to get in the time capsule with you because I'm still bitter about something.
Here we go.
I'm going to put a still up on the screen here. 2006, Nebraska in Ames at Jack Trice.
Okay. Yeah. He already knows what you're going to say.
Down 21-7. Yep. Your foot is clearly in bounds on a touchdown.
Close.
It wasn't even close.
No.
Even in this world of,
I think they had a video review. They had that. I think that might have been the first year. Well, if you remember right, I think we used a challenge. I don't even know if you could challenge it or if it was more just Booth can challenge it, but you only got one, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit before that, we used that on Todd Blyce.
Yep.
And we didn't get it, so I don't think we could have reviewed. But that being said, that was the easiest call out of anything, and they completely missed that. And yes, I should have an extra touchdown next to my name instead.
That's all I wanted. I'm bitter as an Iowa State fan. I'm perpetually bitter.
Two down.
Yeah. Even in this world of what is a catch, that's a catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty easy.
We're talking with Austin Flynn, the new head coach of the Deer Park Deer here in Texas football today. Coach, finally, I know you're a busy man, but I'm currently holding up the 2001 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine.
Yeah.
And in if you guys at home want to follow along, if you want to turn to page 198, you will see the Deer Park Deer, coached by Coach David Elmore. Listed first, their quarterback, Austin Flynn. In fact, I believe we have a mug shot of young Austin Flynn.
That's probably the worst mug shot that I've ever taken, and it seems like it's always used. I swear, we played something, we did something. My hair is just thrown out, and then that picture gets used more than anything. It's unbelievable. So I blame you for that.
Well, in Deer Park, when they announced your hire, they put up they had a real cool guy, sunglasses, cap, and the headset look.
Ready for business.
They're obviously trying to do that. But my question for you is here on page 198, it lists quarterback Austin Flynn, 6'2", 185, a 4.4 40. I would like to know how close you are right now to running a 4.4 40.
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, he's 2 seconds off of that. Yeah. There's no. I had snapped both hamstrings and busted an Achilles, so no.
Did you ever? And we're used to coaches fudging a little bit in the magazine.
Yeah.
Did you?
I was not a 4.4.
You never were.
No.
You'll admit that Coach David Elmore. I hate to call him out, but he was giving you a little bit of a little goose in the numbers.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's probably a 5-yard difference in that. There's no way it's 4.4. So.
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate your honesty, Coach. We just want to address it with you. Take it to the man himself. He is Austin Flynn.
And I'm not 6'2" either, by the way. So, and I was 179 in high school.
Okay, yeah. Well, listen, we're rounding up on all of this. He is Austin Flynn. He is the new head coach of the Deer Park Deer. Follow him on Twitter at aflynn813. Coach, appreciate your time. Congratulations on your new gig. Best of luck this offseason and down the road.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything you guys do as well.
Absolutely. There he goes, Austin Flynn, new head coach, the Deer Park Deer. That was the only question you wanted to ask.
Yeah.
When I told you that I had booked Coach Flynn, you were like, I gotta find a video.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. You and Step like to give me a little grief for my Iowa State fandom. Not kicking me while I'm down, but hey, an Iowa State guy is a head coach in Texas. Surely Max has 20 questions for him. I do. I'd rather give them to him over a beer than fanboy out on this show.
Sure.
But yeah, that's. There's always, as I was sort of alluding to in the interview, there's always an element of bitterness in every Iowa State memory of how close you were to actually, sort of snapping the doom in your life. Yeah. Nebraska, for some reason, is a team I just hate furiously, with Iowa State. And Iowa State never had a chance to beat them, which is probably why. But the year before, we lost to them in Lincoln by 7 in overtime. And then that year, it felt like, okay, all the cards are lined up. We're going to get him. And that would have made it 21-14. Game would have been a lot different. Still ended up losing 28-14, but I mean, you saw the screen grab, people. It wasn't even close.
Oh, buddy.
But we're excited. This is a fun, young, energetic hire for Deer Park. Excited to keep an eye on what they do at the program there. I'm excited about the changes he's making on offense because I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch them. Not that they weren't fun to watch before; they're already district champions. So
yeah, I mean district champs, and he's taken over for a longtime coach, Chris Massey, who's been there forever. It seems like as he retires. But excited to see what Coach Flynn, 33. Yeah, see what he can do as first head coaching job. We appreciate Coach Flynn hopping on with us.